Hey guys, I'm Andy Asher. I think this is going to really be fun today. We got all kinds of interesting things going on, and now I think everyone, has a different vision, for them about what retirement means. For some, it's about reclining on a lounge chair in front of the TV. Others, it's about taking on a thrill of a lifetime, doing something that you never thought you ever had a chance to do. Well, today we're going to continue with our series with the skippers of Ocean Fox sailing around the world on their catamaran with a naked crew aboard their hairless cat, Dobby, and they have just crossed the Atlantic Ocean, and we are today going to talk about one of their favorite islands that they visited. It's Los Rocos in Venezuela, and they're going to know an awful lot more about that. Again, I'm Andy Asher. I'm editor over here at Bloomer Boomer. Today's show is the second in the episode of this new season with Simon and Carla Fowler, and I'm going to guess, they're probably right now maybe off the coast of Portugal. We'll find out, I guess. And we are almost halfway into another great season of new shows this month on Boomer TV. Now, you can become familiar with this awesome Bloomer Boomer platform to launch you into a full and meaningful life after 55. And now Simon Fowler and Carla and their 40-foot catamaran. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you here, and it's exciting. I like things when they're kind of spur of the moment because we're shifting our program around a little bit, and that makes it a lot more interesting. Let me first ask you, how are you guys doing? How have you been?
We've had it's quite an exciting week, actually, because we went to a quay to go ashore, and the ladder collapsed, and I landed up falling about 10 feet into the sea, which is all rather exciting because I got absolutely drenched, lost my sunglasses, and ruined my mobile phone, didn't I? Cut myself, and it was all a bit of a do, really.
I've seen you, Simon, in some of those fix-up jobs. You really get right into it, don't you? I guess you have to.
Yeah, we have to. You have to. We had another emergency this week when the winch that puts the anchor out and lifts it back in decided it was going to stop, and we had to get the anchor up by hand, and then we've been 3 days in the marina trying to get the winch fixed, which we actually managed to finish it today. So we're going to leave the marina again tomorrow and go back out to the anchorage, which would be much nicer, to be honest.
And have you always been a good do-it-yourselfer?
Yeah, he's very good. He doesn't like to admit that, but he is very good.
I've had my little hands, dab my hands in every now and then, I have to say, yes. But you need to be on a boat, to be honest. If you live on a boat, you need to be able to fix as much as you can, because there's a lot of places whereby you can't get anything.
Isolated. We don't have anyone to help, so we really need to.
And you've got to think about how you can fix something without just going and buying a spare part. You can't necessarily just go and get something. So you have to try and find out some way of repairing it. As we say in England, a bit Heath Robinson.
MacGyver. That's my MacGyver.
Yeah, that it sounds like what you have to do. And I know that, I know our topic and what it's today, we're going to be talking about the island. But let me just ask you this. I know this has been the adventure of your life. I mean, what else? But and I'm sure that your answer is still the excitement of your life, but maybe you can share a highlight or two about what really stands out in your minds in this whole expedition of yours.
Well, actually, is this island we're going to talk about. It's the most beautiful island in the world for us, and it made us feel so special there. That's why we thought in talking about that place.
It is really special because it's the only. It's an archipelago of 350 islands, and it's set around a central lagoon. So it's the top of a volcano, in actual fact. And it's about 80 to 100 miles north of Caracas in Venezuela. And we got there from Grenada, which was 400-mile sail. Took us the biggest part of 3 days. I have to say it was a fantastic sail. It was one of the best sails that we've had.
But so, to get there, we had to prepare the boat for piracy, because we were going to pass an area that was a bit dangerous with pirates. So we kind of have to prepare the boat to be ready if we had a piracy attack. So that was a bit of
yeah, it was actually that was all rather difficult at the time, because we sort of kind of prepared ourselves and mentally prepared ourselves for the fact that there were pirates around, and only the week before a boat had been targeted. So it is a genuine threat in some parts of the world. North Venezuela is one of them, and North Panama is another area. And it wasn't really until we were checking out at Grenada that it did sink in, because our passports. And he said, "Skipper, can I ask you, do you really know where you're going?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to Los Roques."
Are you aware?
But are you aware of the waters you're traveling through? And I said, "Yeah, it's known as Pirate Alley." And he said, "I just want to make sure that you know, because it's a bit of a dangerous sail." So the sail down there was a fantastic sail. It took us 2 days, 22 hours. It was around about 400 nautical miles. So we sailed through the night 3 times to get there. And when we arrived, it was absolutely out of this world. We just never seen anything like it. It was like you just saw yachts moored in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And they were the other side of the reefs, and the waves were pounding onto these reefs. And just behind them, there were these yachts. There was nothing else that you could see, just the middle of the ocean, and these half a dozen yachts just anchored there. And then eventually we went around the back of the reefs, and we went into the main island.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful colors of the water. Even the clouds are green, because they get the reflection of the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
The clouds are green. The wildlife is amazing. I never seen so many pelicans in my life.
No.
And rays and starfish and everything. The wildlife is just the most amazing. It's the combination of everything that makes that place so special.
So right now I'm running the video of the I think something about sailing naked. that's a little bit misleading, but that is when you were on that particular voyage, right?
Yes, that's right. These are the islands that you can see now. And after we checked in to the main island, we then went out to an island called Kransky, which has just got the most stunning 3-mile beach. And we totally had this beach to ourselves. We anchored around about 200 feet off the beach and brought the river shore. And the water was just so clear. It was so warm. The waters were blue. The skies were blue. It was absolutely incredible to see the place. And from there, we went on down to another island where we went into a lagoon. And there we reversed the boat in right up to the beach. So we were only around about 10 foot from the beach, and we could literally step off the back of the boat and walk
to the beach. And we had a barbecue on the beach just to ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. We just found some wood from the bush and built it up into a barbecue, set it all alight, and then we barbecued some mahi, which we'd caught on the crossing. So it was like almost practically fresh, as fresh as it could be, really.
Yeah, and I have you you're at a disadvantage in the sense that I see all these videos are going, and unfortunately you're not, but they are really amazing. And we were just looking at the one with you. It looked like you took your dinghy off the catamaran and then came onto shore.
Yeah. I mean, that's. And there's 350 of these islands. It is absolutely incredible, and it's very difficult to go to, because the only way you can get there now is from Caracas. That's the only flight into the islands. All the other places you used to be able to get there, from like from Grenada or from Bonaire, that's all been closed because the border's actually shut between everywhere else and Venezuela. So there's around about 2,000 people that live on the main island. Nobody lives on any of the other islands.
But the main island doesn't have anything really.
No.
The shops are empty, completely empty.
Yeah.
Like what they call the supermarket, which is just a little shop. Doesn't have anything apart from lemons and was something
and
else.
A few bits of tinned vegetables and things like that. Yeah. The roads, there's no paved roads. Yeah, no. They're just sand tracks. All the roads are sand tracks. There's nothing else. They don't have enough fuel for the generators. So they don't have electricity till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they only run the main generator for the whole island until midnight. So you could kind of tell they're pretty. It's a pretty hard life there for the people. They had schools and they had a few hotels, and they've got a small. But it's a pretty hard life, and they make their money by just doing a little bit of fishing.
Yeah, but the people are amazing.
Yeah,
super nice.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. The people, they really did make it. This one island called Dos Mosquitos, which means the two mosquitoes. There's two islands next door to each other. But on the one island, there's a turtle sanctuary, which has been there for many years.
Yes, and then we arrived there. And the guy was so welcoming us. And then he told us that he's been forgotten there for 5 weeks because he's supposed to be there 4 weeks, and then someone else comes for another 4 weeks, and then he comes again for another 4 weeks. But they forgotten him there. So he took us to his kitchen. It was absolutely empty. He opened the fridge, it didn't have anything. No. So we went back to the boat. We got a bag of food for him. We got some clothes and we gave him some money. His salary is something like $8 a month.
Yeah, to look after these turtles.
So these are little baby turtles, or little baby sea turtles?
Yeah, they're baby sea turtles. And basically they had a sort of institution there. It was part of the Caracas University. And they used to have students that go there to study the turtles. But that closed down many years ago. And he's basically with one other guy, which they swap around every 3 weeks or so. He's abandoned there looking after these turtles, and they still bring in the very small turtles and grow them in great big tanks. And they had them completely throughout whole different stages. But he was so humble, this guy.
He explained everything, the whole process so well. Yeah. And I asked him, "Are you a biologist?" And he said, "Not on the papers, but I know as much as they do."
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
He didn't have any petrol for his generator. He didn't have any electricity. He hadn't had it for about 3 weeks. 4 weeks. 5 weeks. He was absolutely abandoned on this island. And the strange thing was that while we were there, the supply boat actually came. And when we came back ashore, he came running down the beach saying, "Thank you so much, you brought me luck today." Yeah. Which was so lovely of him. It really was. It was really quite touching.
Yeah, it was very touching, very touching. Yeah, we kept thinking about that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's an incredible place. If you ever get the opportunity to go there, it's really off the beaten track. It's not like a Caribbean island. No. The vistas are just absolutely stunning, and the waters are absolutely beautiful, and the wildlife. Even the birds fly, and underneath their wings are blue with the reflection of the water. It was really very beautiful,
stunning.
Yeah. How long were you there?
Well, it was a strange thing, really, because we originally wanted to go there, but the insurance company wouldn't let us go. And a week before we were going to leave Grenada, I sent an email off to the insurance company again and went, "Oh, I'll just send them an email and see what they say, see whether we can go." And they said, "Well, you can go for 2 weeks." And we were absolutely spot on about that. That was fantastic. But we were there for about a week. There was a blow coming in. And it is quite exposed, actually, because the islands are only, say, 6 feet, 8 feet above sea level. So even though you can get shelter from the waves, you can't get shelter from the wind. And so we decided we would make a run for Bonaire, which was about 18 hours away. and make a run down there to get some bit more shelter and a bit better of an anchorage, really. Yeah.
So
but it was a mistake. We should have stayed.
We should have stayed more. Yeah.
So for the uninformed like me, how does an insurance company fit into traveling?
Well, we have to have yacht insurance, just like you would have car insurance or household insurance, and they work in sections of the world. So if you're in the Mediterranean, it's kind of like one price. If you're in the European Atlantic, going down to the Canaries, it's another. And then they kind of mop the whole of the Atlantic in with the Caribbean,
which is very expensive.
Which is really expensive. It's around about £3,000 or £4,000 a year for that type of insurance, and that is fully comprehensive insurance. But also it has very strict zones you can go in at certain times a year depending on the hurricane season.
Yeah.
So
they are very strict.
Yeah,
very strict.
We had to leave Grenada because of the hurricane season, and so we were actually going to Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba, which are the three Dutch islands known as the ABC Islands. And Los Roques was on the way, and we took this opportunity to go there, which was just absolutely fantastic. If any of your viewers would like to see any more of Los Roques, you need to look up the videos on our YouTube channel, which is Sailing Ocean Fox, and they're episodes number 67, 68, and 69.
Now, yeah, we're the fellow who was, I guess, maintaining the turtles. He looked like a really happy to see you.
Very.
Oh, he hadn't spoken to anybody for 5 weeks.
5 weeks, poor thing.
Oh my goodness.
He showed us every single thing on that island.
Yeah. They even had a little runway there, so that because they used to bring all the biologists and students in from Caracas by aircraft. And they chose this place because it's so isolated. It's sort of kind of down in the bottom, the southwest corner of the archipelago, and it's about as far you can get away from the main town of Los Roques. So they wanted it to be isolated so that the turtles didn't get into too many
human contact, because they don't want the turtles to have human contact, so they don't get confused when they go
back to sea, because they keep them there for about 3 years, breeding them on, and then they let them go back out in the hope that they're going to come back and repopulate the islands, which would be fantastic, to be honest. Yeah.
Wow, what an adventure. So I know the last time we talked, you're going to be, as I remember, you're going to be staying there a little bit longer. Are you still off of Portugal?
Yeah, we're still on the south coast of Portugal. We're going to be here for at least another month. We've had a few things to do to the boat, a bit of servicing, maintenance. And
we need to rest.
We need to rest
because after the crossing, the Atlantic crossing was a bit hard. So we need to rest and slow down a bit our speed.
Yeah, but this coast, the Algarve coast,
it's stunning.
Is absolutely stunning. I mean, we both know Portugal. We've been to Portugal, but this coast is out of this world. Yeah. It is. We made a fantastic video the other week about the caves and grottos in the rocks, the limestone rocks that face the beaches. And these caves are the size of cathedrals inside. They're absolutely massive and absolutely beautiful. Stunning. Yeah. It's beautiful.
The boat is it in good shape right now?
Yeah, it is in good shape. We just had this issue with the anchor winch, which we call a windlass, this week. But it's taken us 3 days to get it repaired. But no, the boat's in very good shape.
The boat is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that is so neat. So we're gonna be back again, and I'm not sure where we're gonna have this particular episode, but I know that one of them we talked about is food. Is that one coming up anytime soon?
Yeah. we're going to talk about
provisioning
the boat. So
okay.
That's taking on enough food for a passage or a period of time when you know that you're not going to go to shops and things like that, but also catching food.
Catching food,
catching food.
Yeah. Be sustainable.
Yeah, I noticed that in one of the shows or in one of your videos, Carla, you were catching, it looked like, I don't know what it was. Was it tuna?
A tuna, big tuna, probably, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So that would be good provisions for a while.
Carla's a fisher lady.
Yeah, I love fishing. I really do. And we have been catching a lot of fish, yes.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Some really quite big tunas 3 or 4 feet, and mahis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that will, but we'll hear a little bit more about that next time around.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure.
Hey guys, listen, thanks again. It's fascinating. What absolute beauty to behold, and you were so fortunate. You've been so fortunate to be doing that. It's great hearing from you, and it's great seeing it, and I'm really glad you're sharing it. And before I let you go, anything else that you want to remind us of?
Well, if you like our stories, then please have a look at our YouTube channel, or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, which is all at Sailing Ocean Fox.
Very good, very good. Well, Carla and Simon, I really, really appreciate it. The Fowlers have had a wonderful time, and we're going to follow that in this series, so join us next time. Until then, so long.